Nate made me think of something while we were out there talking about worst times in life you've been high. One of Nate's is now.
This would be it, yes. That is accurate.
There are a lot of times in life when you may take an edible or get your smoke on, whatever you do, and you just get a little higher than you want it to be for the occasion. And that has happened to me twice before. Once was when I was celebrating my aunt's 50th birthday, and they called me up there to speak, and I had no idea that was going to happen. And the second is when I was having a good time. It's like a Saturday night, and I had a little edible with my homeboy, and was like, yo, let's go to the Battery. I don't know why we did that. There was a BBA family that recognized me. And for those who don't know, that's Bert's Big Adventure. It's an amazing charity that I was a part of. And yeah, it was a whole family, like 20 kids. They were like, Mo! I was like, nah, not right now. This is horrible. How did I get in this situation? I saw this joke and I wanted to start the show with it. It says, a pastor announced, if you know your wife is controlling you, move to the left. All the men in the church moved to the left, except one man. The pastor was happy that there was at least one strong man. And he asked, how come your wife can't control you? And the man quietly replied, it's my wife who told me not to move. That's hilarious.
I thought it was going to go in a different direction.
I did too.
What did you think?
I thought he was going to be like something misogynistic.
Oh, no, I didn't think that.
What did you think?
Because my wife doesn't tell me what to do, but my husband does.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a good one too. Damn. Nah, we could remix that. Now that's our joke. you heard it right here in a moment.
I'm in the moment. Stay in the moment. Yeah. Hey, look, check. I'm in the moment. They try to hold me down. I just re-up and then I just reload it. Yeah. Hey, look. Stay in the moment.
My name is Mo. If you don't know that, this is my co-host Nate. The producer is in the building as always every week.
And this is episode 290.
Okay, now how are y'all doing?
Good. This is my 5th day not wearing deodorant.
What?
And it's pretty hot out there, Nate.
Nate, you wait until it gets hotter?
I just wanted to see if it's really gonna work, and it's been working.
What is working?
I don't know exactly what it is, but someone told me if you wipe Thayer's, what is it?
Toner?
Yes, with salicylic acid, and you just wipe it on your pits, you don't get musty. I'm 5 days in, and I haven't been musty.
What have you been doing, though?
Different things here and there.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So you're telling me that you can, because you just gonna let her get this off? You're telling me that you can put suicidal acid and some peanut butter or whatever it was on your underarms one time, and you're good?
Yep.
Forever?
Oh, no, you have to do it every day. So every morning.
Why not
But
just
you
wear
still have to
deodorant
shower,
then?
huh?
Wait, what does
Just
it
making
accomplish? What's the benefit here?
Because there's so many chemicals and things in deodorant.
You putting suicidal acid on your underarms instead. I don't understand how it got better.
But that's why they have aluminum-free deodorants, I believe.
Yeah, but I think this is healthier. It's better for
Well,
everybody.
you know, I actually got him started on a different routine.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah.
Which is?
Deodorant once a day. Because I showered 2 or 3 times a day. I put deodorant on each time. So she was like, you don't have to put deodorant on at night. That's overkill.
Yeah.
When you go to sleep.
Let your pores breathe.
Right.
Which I respect. But I'm still putting deodorant on if I go anywhere to be around people. And you can't even, as the person with no deodorant, say if it's working or not. Like your surroundings, you have to tell you that. Because I'm telling you, it be people on the plane that think it's working. It's not working. Right? I mean, I have not smelled anything that would say you smell different.
Okay.
I'm nervous now.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess maybe it's working.
Yeah,
It
working.
doesn't smell bad, and you don't smell bad regardless, because you're like, I don't smell anything different. So people don't know how she smells because they don't see her.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I think I feel like I smell like gas because no, this is totally different.
This is not how we normally start, by the way, but this is this is too good to stop. I'm sorry. We're gonna get to the podcast at some point, I promise you. But this is too good. Okay.
No, like gasoline, because I had to get work done on my van, and I bought some type of something I carry.
Yeah. I'm telling y'all, I love all the women in my life, but sometimes I really wonder how y'all made it this far. How? Like, what? You bought something for the van and was playing in gasoline, and you with suicide acid on your underarms. You about to blow up half Atlanta. What is going on, Nate?
No, it's a bottle of friction modifier, but that goes in my
I don't know why that's funny.
Friction modifier that goes where?
Where
In
does it
between
go?
your
It
thighs?
goes in the van. It goes in the van.
Look, it was hard to tell, right, with the way we started.
Wait, I thought, did you hear what I said?
No, what did you say? In the bus? What did you
No,
say?
I said in between your thighs. I thought, because my
Let's
friend.
play. Does it go in her vagina or in the van?
Because some girls,
What do they
What
do?
are they?
so
Yo, I hate when you go on TikTok, yo. When she go on TikTok, all right, what happened?
so we just came back from Colombia, right?
Yeah.
So one of the girls that was a part of the group had some friction problems between her thighs. She wore shorts, and when we got back to the hotel, she was like, "Oh,
She's
I guess
chafing?
yes, there you go." So then one of the that's what I thought it was for, because one of the girls was like, "Oh, just put baby powder." And then I said, I think I saw on TikTok that you can put deodorant, but I wasn't sure. So that's what I thought you were about to say.
Yeah, no, the friction modifier goes inside the differential of the van.
I got that from the story. So
Anyway, I didn't have time to put it in the van, and so the bottle's been sitting in there, and so my van smells like gasoline. And since I was on my way here, I live in there, so I feel like that's what I smell like. But generally speaking, I'm not musty. So
which is true. And I'm glad we got to this, because remember, in the beginning, allegedly that was the question that was asked the most about you.
yeah.
That's what my former co-host said. I didn't see those questions. I think I saw one comment, but he made it seem like it was happening all the time. Like everybody wanted to know what you smell like.
Well, it may have been his group of friends that were inquiring.
Yeah.
True. And shout out to him, because he a fool in April. What? I can't. All right. Okay, so Nate is using suicide acid and not using deodorant anymore, and women are putting friction pickles in between their legs.
What?
I have clearly lost control, and I want to apologize to the viewership.
It's getting hot. It's summertime.
Let's get into why I'm mad.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
Nate, you always talk to me about going in the closet.
Mm-hmm.
And to those who may not have heard this before, it was Nate's way of trying to get me to cope with a lot of my thoughts. And I did it, but I'm not sure that I did it enough. Now, one thing I never thought was that I would be coming out of the closet. Might have an announcement to make here.
I'm interested.
Well, I think you're going to be coming out with me.
Got a list of things that are kind of gay. We got umbrellas, lollipops, being cozy, laughing too hard, getting a ticket, ice cream, eating slowly, plugging your nose, jumping in a pool, fingernail trimmers, sunscreen, skincare, eating candy, trampolines, baths, wearing gloves when it's cold, being cold, complaining, aprons, holding in a sneeze but letting
like
it
a
squeak
picture of
out,
cold.
protesting, having a spotless house, saying, oh my gosh, themed socks,
Having a
mocktails,
spotless house.
reading, dreaming, feeling things, water shoes, not liking sports, being under 150 pounds, saying yum, looking for parking, getting cut off, dropping something, picking it up, scooters, asking for help in a store, parentheses, just leave, tea, chewing gum, grocery shopping, dessert, blowing your nose, tying your shoe, driving with 2 hands on the steering wheel, eating stuff with cream filling, pushing a pull door, and vice versa, waving, chocolate-covered fruits, hydroplaning, naps, being deceived or tricked, getting surprised, holding balloons, blowing out candles, food allergies, trying to get a server's attention and not being heard, using chapstick, whispering, covering a yawn, losing your balance, getting your hat blown off by the wind, being scared, attempting a parallel park and not one-repping it, holding your phone with your face and or shoulder, receiving medical attention, and saying bless you.
Wait, y'all didn't think that was hilarious? I was crying the first time I heard that because I thought it was going to be something that was stupid. And it was, but I didn't think it was going to be that funny. So, yeah, I do like 80% of that. How much? I mean, hey, it's what it is. Nah, I dropped something and picked it up.
It was everything.
But how do you pick it up, though? I think that's the thing.
Manly. Okay, what you think I
With
do
your
the
back
little...
straight.
Right, but either way you pick it up, you kind of gay.
How do you pick
if
something
you bend
up
over to
manly?
pick it up, kind of gay. Exactly, you can't. That's
Like,
why
what's
picking...
the manly way?
You have to walk away. You said your hat blowing off with the wind.
That one was funny.
That was hilarious. The angry dog that we met in Colombia.
Okay.
You haven't seen the dog that you live with?
She's very angry. She is an angry dog. And I would never bring her on vacation. You cannot.
We took her.
Yeah, but that ruined our own vacation. We were in it like, it's one thing if you're like in an Airbnb. That's different than if you're on a resort and you know your dog is angry.
Yeah.
Should your angry dog be at the resort? That's what I'm asking. What do y'all
I've
think?
never been to a resort, but I would say no. I would feel that's like right along the same lines as kids being there. I'd rather not.
Just when I think we're not getting good content out of Nate. She could take it there in a second. You are Steph Curry with the shot. Wait a minute. So you don't think kids should be at resorts either?
I think there should be a resort for kids and families, and then a resort without kids.
Now, technically there are.
That exists.
Yeah.
Right.
Adults
So they
only.
have, right. Now,
And those are only the ones I want to go to.
the adults only.
Yeah.
Oh, me too. Let me tell you. I called the kid a little vibrant one the other day. He just in the pool. Hey, kid, go with the other kids. But you're right. If you don't do adults only, you can't complain about it. But I completely get why you want it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm with you on that one. So I don't want to talk about this, but I feel like I should. Nate, you had a scare, right? On Instagram? It was something like a scare.
What?
With your heart or your chest or your
okay.
breathing.
Yes.
That was another scare you just had. See?
Okay. It's like,
No, I'm asking this because did I ever tell you that heart problems run in my family?
no.
Like a big thing.
Ugh.
My father, his twin brother, my grandfather, far as we know.
Have you had your heart checked?
I have.
Okay.
And they've told me what to do and what not to do. And I did what I wanted. Like most of us who live to learn to regret it. And I think that's just the thing for me is I'm praying to live to learn to regret it, because at 40, you got to start facing things that you did when you were 20 or you were 30, and your body does not give you the option of being accountable. It tells you you're going to be accountable. And I've never had consistent issues with my breathing or my heart, but there were times when I could feel like, okay, something's not exactly right. And I've passed out before. I've had moments where I'm like, I'll wake up or come 2 and not know what just happened and where I was and nothing. And I can always feel, it's like my heart is telling my body it's about to happen, and it happens. But when it's about to happen, it's nothing I can do about it. It's happened in church, middle of prayer. I felt like I'd have stole the scene from the pastor. That was a horrible time. It happened when I was on stage with Cassidy at a concert, and he was flying around on one of them hoverboards. And I looked at my man and was like, you don't have to carry me somewhere. Like, it's crazy. And this is the first time in being open about it where I'm like, oh, this is like a consistent problem now. And at first I didn't think anything of it. I'm so used to my chest being sore from working out and things like that at first I'm like, oh, this is normal. It'll go away. But it hasn't gone away. And then I always feel like if I don't have shortness of breath, I'm fine. It's probably something else. But I felt myself having shortness of breath, and then I had heat flashes, and I had one of them pass out moments again. And now I'm like, I don't want to go, but I have to. Well, I'm being forced to go to the doctor. And I don't know what you felt. That's why I'm asking you, because for me, I know you just said what you felt. It was weird. And you didn't really know what you were truly experiencing. And for me, it was like palpitations. I think that's what you call them, right? And then at some point, it's just like my heart it just feels like it's putting in overtime.
Yeah.
When I'm not doing anything. And you know what I mean? And then shortness of breath, which I'm not trying to scare anybody, and I'm also trying not to speak anything into the universe. I am completely fine, and I will be fine. I'm always fine. And anytime I Google anything today, that's the results. You're dying, right? So I'm like, that's what, no matter what I hurt my toe. Oh, that could be serious. I don't want to, you know what I mean? I'm fine. However, this is what my experiences were. I'm wondering what yours were.
Yeah, it started feeling like my insides were jumbled up. Like, I think I experienced that maybe 5 or 6 times in like 3 or 4 months. It was rare, but it's just started to feel like my insides were doing this. And then one night I could feel it starting up, and then that's when the pain started. I started like right in the middle of my chest. It just hurt. It was like a sharp pain. And then it went from that to shortness of breath, and it just felt uncomfortable. Everything felt tight. It felt like my rib cage was like caving in, like curling up into my lungs. And I couldn't speak a full sentence without like stopping to catch my breath. And just taking pauses and breathing in deeply. But it just kind of went away. Like it eventually went away. I'm not 100% still. But I want to say like 2 days after I went to the hospital the first time, it went away. And I was so mad because I was like, damn, I should have waited 2 more days because now I have this fucking bill.
That's how I be feeling too. Like, a lot.
I was
Right?
like, damn.
You're like, damn, I was healthy the whole time? What I pay for this for then?
Right. So it was getting better, but I would still have moments where it would just like creep up on me. But yeah, I would say now I'm like 99%. I still feel it here and there, but it's nothing compared to what it was like last month.
I'm glad you're okay, one. And I also wonder, like, if other people feel this and how much of it could literally be anxiety. Because I was thinking that as well. Like, maybe you go in and find out that you're okay, and all of a sudden you start feeling better because you don't have the anxiety of wondering if you're okay. Like, I was really thinking about that. And maybe that's the thing for people.
Why would it start in the first place, though? People were saying that it could be anxiety. They said it could be gas. They said it could be something else. Something where your rib cage just suddenly hurts for no reason. It's weird. So I heard all of these different things and never got the answer.
See, I lose confidence in the medical system when I go, and I go through all of that because I didn't want to go in the first place. And you tell me what I already knew, which is you don't know. Like, we didn't have to go through all of that for this. Like, you had to find an answer. Like, when you used to be a waiter and they were training you, they would tell you, if somebody asks you a question, never say you don't know. Always say, I'll find out.
Yeah.
Why don't they teach doctors that? Like, you know what I'm saying? But I do think for a lot of people, it really could be anxiety. I've never had anxiety. So I was wondering that, like, damn, am I anxious? And there's a lot going on in my life. I'm wearing a lot. I'm carrying a lot. And I think I'm fine. But it's like sometimes you're really not.
Yeah.
And your body is telling you, yeah, you're not. Your mind is going to keep saying we cool. But maybe my body is telling me we're not. I'm just not sure what my body needs. I don't know if it's rest. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But I didn't have the rib experiences, but the shortness of breath and the tightness in the chest that you mentioned, I definitely have. It's like that you ever have a moment really take your breath away? It's like that just be happening for nothing. You just in the car.
In the middle of nothing.
Yeah, like it's mad weird.
But that's terrible. You shouldn't be anxious because I feel like some autoimmune diseases start from there too. Like if you're anxious, depending on what it's about.
Here comes Google. See? Yeah, you're not wrong.
When is your appointment?
Thursday.
Oh, okay. All right.
Pray for me, y'all, is what I'm saying. Moments in the culture. So you have to start with Ashley Robinson. Is anyone familiar?
No.
Yes.
Nate has stayed off of line. Nate is the only podcaster who never goes online. Like, yo, Ashley Robinson, a pretty big story, Nate. But,
okay.
So you're doing good.
I haven't been on social media for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. No, you've told us for 2 or 3 weeks, and you are killing it. How is that actually?
How's what?
How is just not knowing anything about what's going on in the world?
It's fantastic. So I started this.
I would imagine. For real.
I started this, I don't know, maybe like 10 years ago. I think, I don't know when it was. About 10 years ago, I was going through a breakup and my ex told me that they were checking my profile or stalking it. I'll say that. And then so I was like, well, then I'm going to stalk your profile. And then I kept going to her. I kept going to her profile to see what the fuck she was up to. And I'm like, why am I doing this? This is not me at all. I literally don't care. I deleted all of our pictures already. I was like, why am I doing this? So I just deleted all of my social media, everything. And also no internet, no radio, no TV. So I was just living in what I call active oblivion. Like it was great. 4 years. 4 years. It was fantastic. The only reason why I came back is because one of my friends, she was like, you need to document your life living in your car on TikTok.
She was right.
And I was like, I didn't even have TikTok downloaded. And she was like, just go check it out. So I did. And this is back when the videos could only be like 30 seconds long.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no way I'm going to come up with like funny, like every video I saw, it was just so funny. And I was just like, there's no way I can produce content like that. And my second video went viral. And then I just kept going from there. So yeah, so I was off for 4 years. And my friend, she was like, you should do this.
And then look at you now. That's amazing. I remember the moment when somebody told me I needed to get on TikTok. And I was like, yo, bro, I'm never getting on TikTok. Like, there's no way in hell. Y'all didn't get me with Vine. You're not getting me with TikTok. All right?
I wasn't on Vine either.
Nah, they didn't get me. But now I'm like, I think I get most of my views on TikTok. So I think that's funny. And I've always wanted to be the person who does not care about social media.
It was like the best 4 years.
I can truly believe that. I always wanted to be that person, but obviously my life took me into a completely different direction.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have to report on things I don't love, like Ashley Robinson. So for those who may not be familiar,
the death of a lifestyle influencer, Ashley Robinson, better known online as Ashley Janae, just days after popping the question overseas, her fiance is now being held in Zanzibar by investigators trying to figure out what happened.
31 years old. She's a social media influencer. She was celebrating her birthday and her engagement. They went to Zanzibar together. They went to Africa to celebrate.
I believe they got engaged in Zanzibar.
Okay.
There's a video or a photo of a couple with, I don't know if it was I think it might have been a lion. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was a lion. She celebrated her birthday. A few days later, they got engaged. They seem to be having this amazing trip in Africa. It seems like her life is great. And everything that she's posting would insinuate that she believes that her life is great. And then suddenly she turns up dead. Her and the fiance had some kind of argument that got so bad they had to put them in separate rooms.
Okay.
Also, he was 45.
Okay. So they have documentation that they were in separate rooms?
Yes, that's
Oh,
documented.
well,
Well, I mean, so that's what people are wondering. What's
Like,
really going on here?
Did
Now,
they?
she had a scar on her neck and they ruled it a suicide. The family is all saying the same thing her friends are saying. One of her friends went viral saying she would never do that. I know her. She would never do that. Her family is saying, yo, when we spoke to her hours before, she was stable and everything seemed to be okay. But they did learn about the argument and they wanted to investigate what really happened.
yeah.
But there's no true evidence at this time to show any signs of foul play. So they just ruled it a suicide.
Is the family saying that they were close with him? Did they have a relationship with him?
No, doesn't appear that way.
No, the family's actually planning, from what I saw, maybe planning a trip to Zanzibar to see how the investigation goes.
Yeah,
Because
'cause-
they don't believe that.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Because he could have paid them off. He's a well-off man.
Yeah.
All alleged. But hey, seems a bit fishy to me. Something doesn't seem right from her story at all. And I'm praying that her family finds answers. Matthew Perry. Everybody's familiar with Matthew Perry, right? His drug dealer.
Jasveen Sangha, and she's known as the ketamine queen.
So she just was sentenced to 15 years. Should drug dealers go to prison for 15 years when one of their clients die?
Isn't that why it's illegal? Because it causes death?
Yeah, if you do too much of it, for sure. A lot of things, if you do too much of, it'll kill you that are not illegal. That's a whole nother debate, though, on if drugs should be legal or not. I did order some cocaine for my lady in Colombia by accident.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
They were serving these drinks. What were they called?
Coca-Cola?
So they have lemonades out there, and I asked him to order me a coconut lemonade, but in Spanish it's limonada de coco. But I think he said
Limonada de coca.
Ah.
I got the, and my man looked at me like, hey! I said, I think I said something wrong. Why is he this excited about a lemonade? He said, I think you mean coco, papi. I said, I don't know. He said, I don't know what you mean. I said, oh, my bad. He said, coca, I'll get you something else.
which they have in Colombia.
Exactly. That's why I think a part of him was like, what you was
Yeah,
like,
what
you really want?
it could go either way. I don't know. However you want to party. I'm like, nah, my bad. She wanted the cocoa. I don't know, man. Like, now, okay. If you are the drug dealer that's adding fentanyl to your drugs in order to save money or to stretch your product, and you kill somebody, that's murder. You should go to prison, in my opinion, as long as anyone else should go to prison for. Sometime, and I don't know what Matthew Perry's situation was, but that's why this is an interesting debate to me. There are people with money who they want the fentanyl. They know what they're doing, and they understand the risk, and they're getting it from their dealer. And in the case that you overdose, or even if it's not fentanyl, take fentanyl out of it, you just overdose. Should your drug dealer be held responsible as if they murdered you? Or should they be held responsible for just having drugs? I think is a better way of putting my question.
Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying because that's something that I thought about as well. But I don't know. I'm on the fence with that as usual. But but I would be leaning more towards them not getting a higher penalty because the person died. Like if they were the middle person, it's not their fault.
So if you were a juror if both of y'all are jurors right now and you're forced to make a decision on if this woman were to be held responsible, if she didn't kill him on purpose, if she was just supplying drugs and whatever he did with the drugs after caused whatever it caused, do you think she should be in prison? What are y'all voting?
Yes.
I would. Well,
Oh, the juror's gonna hate you.
I would have to see all the evidence. But
you see it. She provided the drugs. He took the drugs. He died. That's the evidence.
Because if nothing was wrong with it, then why is she texting someone to delete all the evidence, to delete all our texts, to try to
Fair enough. At the same time, if I sold you drugs that I thought were good drugs and you die off the drugs, I might delete a couple texts too.
Yeah, but what happened was someone else died. And then word got back to her and she was like, oh, this is the same batch. So that's when she was like, hey, like, be careful and, delete whatever messages because she had found out that someone else had died with the same batch.
Well, that's fair. Now, in her case, what's her name again?
The ketamine queen.
Now, she should go to prison for that alone. Now, if we take her out of it, right, and we just put, I'm just saying a case where someone provides the drugs and then the drugs cause death.
Mm-hmm.
Should the drug dealer be held liable? That's all I'm saying. If we on trial for that, if someone's on trial for that and y'all are jurors, are you sending the person to prison?
Well, I wouldn't do like the maximum, but they would still get time.
You getting some? So you more so are giving them time for having the possession of drugs and selling drugs, not for being a murderer.
Right, exactly.
Got it. What are you doing?
Yes, because it's hurting people. And how do I know that that's not going to get back to my family and loved ones, my friends? I don't want that to happen to anyone.
Okay, so if the charge is murder, then you flipping and saying no.
I'm not guilty.
You're saying guilty for murder. Interesting.
You caused someone's death.
So let me ask you.
Not really.
Right. See, and that's where the debate is, right? Because what if someone buys a bottle of alcohol and then they go out and they drink and drive and then they kill themselves or someone else?
That's why some bartenders can be held.
Bartenders, yes, but not the person you bought the alcohol from. You're not going to charge the person at the alcohol store.
And even if the person, if they're at the bar and they're belligerent, that's one thing to cut them off. But what if they just had like 2 drinks and they're still like, okay, but they can still get in an accident. So is the bartender still liable for that when?
Well, I don't think it's fair to hold. I said that on one of the other podcasts we did. I don't think it's fair to hold bartenders liable unless you can truly prove that they were just reckless and they just. Oh, I don't think that's fair. No different than like if a judge lets a criminal off and they go and kill somebody, they don't hold the judge accountable. And I feel like it's the same thing with alcohol, right? We purchase alcohol from alcohol stores all the time, and no one's following you to watch how much you consume. And you can easily do something to hurt yourself or someone else, and no one will ever go back to the ABC store. You know what I'm saying? So I just think it's interesting. Or even in the case where weed is now legal. Now, weed, you're not going to really have this problem, right? But what if you did? What if somehow somebody was the first person to smoke weed and go do something violent? Usually it's the other way, right? But what if it happened? Would the weed store be held liable?
Right, exactly.
So it's interesting. Diana Rossini. Are y'all familiar with Diana Rossini?
No, what's her story?
She is a sports anchor who appears on ESPN and other shows and recently went viral for the fact that she just appears to be really savage toward her husband.
Okay.
And I have been around some married women in this industry whom the way they speak of marriage and the way that they handle themselves in marriages have really made me question marriage.
Okay.
And I used to take a lot of heat for it. And this is another perfect example of why, if I don't question marriage, I question why some people get married. Okay. I think that's a better way to say it. This is Diana Rossini, and these are the 6 WTF moments from things that she said about her husband at some point on national television.
I'm married to someone average. I don't post a lot about him. If I was married to someone beautiful, I'd overpost too.
You know who lets me know my marriage is falling apart? My mom. No, I did things in Miami I haven't even told my husband because it's just I had that much fun. It was well, not like that, but like I knew he would judge the kind of partying I was doing. I don't know what got into me. I just remember being down there acting like it was my last day on earth. For 12 days, I'm not going to sleep. I'm not going to eat. My family's going to hate me. My husband's going to threaten divorce. But we've signed up for this. And we're getting divorced at the end of the year. We've never been more disconnected in our lives. Our text messages look like two robots.
Love you. Any of that? Love you. Love you too.
No, not even an emoji. And so the night before my wedding, I remember Jimmy was great. He made like a funny joke like, hey, it's the night before your wedding. You sure you want to do this? And I'm thinking like, of all the people in my life that I'm going to talk to the night before my wedding, the one guy my dad wanted me to, or my mom wanted me to marry was Jimmy Garoppolo.
So are they getting a divorce?
I hope so. I hope this brother comes to his senses, because you have to understand, we played this quickly, but this was national television, and it all started when she came out and was like, yeah, I mean, look at this woman's husband. If I had a husband like that, I would post him too. I'm married to somebody average. I ain't never gonna see him. This is what she was saying. And the dudes on ESPN, even though they were supposed to be reporting about sports, kind of stopped like, hey, yo, like then the internet did what they do and started digging, and then found all of those other savage moments when she's saying all the other stuff we heard her say. And that's not where the story ends.
And my husband said 2 words to me. He's an Eagles fan. And I'm like, this can't be a thing. Like, I don't want to be the household that is shaped by the result of a football game. Like, A, grow up. B, you're a father. I don't want our children having a culture where mommy and daddy's tone in this house is based on the result of the Philadelphia Eagles. Who cares? So stupid.
The thing is, I actually think that's a good take. It's a wild take, but I respect that she feels that way. But you don't have a podcast like that. That's a sports show.
Oh.
Why are we even talking about your husband, ma'am?
I thought it was her podcast.
If she had a podcast, they supposed to be talking about the Eagles, and she just violated him and his feelings for no reason. All right, so then there's more. Mike Vrabel is married. He is a coach in the NFL and has been for some time. And she obviously is also married. And then the internet did more digging and found these two on vacation. I don't know that they were together, but they were together in this moment where these pictures were snapped. And, well, I think we'd all be in agreement that that's a bit much, even if you claim it was innocent, right?
It's just the two of them, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And all of this came out from one take of where she said what she said about being married to an average guy. And now she went so viral that she's had to release a statement for what everyone is saying.
The fact that she said she needs a boyfriend? Did you see that? In 2020, I told my husband I need a boyfriend.
Yeah, nah, she got to get clipped up and sent out. I don't know how my man can recover from that. I'm serious, because it's public.
Yeah, well, maybe he's a cuckold.
That's always your go-to, Nate.
It is. And funny you say that, Nate, right? Because I was forced to Google cuckold the other day.
Oh, okay.
Because it came up on this podcast that I watch. And as soon as I heard it, I said, well, there's Nate's world. This is and I discovered that I too may be a cuckold.
No, you're not.
Learning a lot about me today.
What?
Learning a lot about me today.
Okay. What did you look up? What did you discover?
Well, when one of the guys on the podcast said the same thing to the other guy, like, you're the furthest thing from a cuckold. And he was like, you don't know the definition of cuckold then. And then so they read what the definition was. And the definition that they read said that if a guy were to be able to find any enjoyment or pleasure in watching his woman engage sexually with another man or woman, then he would be considered a cuckold. And then the other guy said to the guy who thought that he wasn't, be honest with yourself. If you saw your woman and another beautiful woman engaging, would you be aroused? Would it turn you on? And I said, well, I'll be cuckold. I had no idea. But see, don't judge it, right? Till you know the full definition of it. I mean, yeah, that'd be a great birthday gift. All right. Moments when you say too much on the part. Moving on. So Where was I? Oh, I saw this clip and thought it was interesting and wondered if y'all as women in a relationship would be on Kim's side or Kanye's side in this clip or in this conversation.
He's upset of the fact that I said the reason I divorced him, used the word divorced. So he wished I said the word filed for divorce. And he was upset that I also said he was a rapper. He said, I'm so much more than a rapper. I can't believe you said rapper.
No, I had always thought that if something happened to me and in the headlines, they're like, TikTok star Mother Nature, I feel like I would be rolling in my grave. So I kind of get what he's saying. And also he has mental health issues. So something like that, I feel like, would take him over the edge. And then if he already feels a way about it, like, yeah, I get it.
Okay.
I don't really get the question.
It's you or Nate every week with this, man. She said she's on the phone with, well, I don't know if she was on the phone with him, but she spoke to Kanye. He was upset about two things. Kanye was mad that, one, she said, I divorced him, as opposed to I filed for divorce. And two, he was mad that she said he was a rapper.
Well, what's the difference between I divorced him and I filed for divorce? That she took the initiative instead of they both did?
Well, the way, I don't know. The way I understood it is, for me, because I felt like, damn. First of all, let me say, this is one of those times in life when I questioned everything about myself because of the person that I agreed with. And I watched the video and was like, I'm with Kanye on this. I like, something might be wrong with me. Like, I might not be okay. Because I couldn't help it. And I'm like, I don't even know if I should talk about this on the pod. But the divorce part, I get. It's something about you saying, you've been my wife, you're the mother of my children, we've been together all of this time, we have this piece of life that now is forever. No one can ever take that. Yeah, it might hurt a little less if you say you filed for divorce than you divorced me. I get what he's saying.
I get it.
We're separating? It's like, okay.
No, you don't have to find another. Like, the answer is there. You filed for divorce. He's just saying that the impact of that, it hurts a little less than to have to hear you divorced me.
Well, that's probably why they're getting divorced.
Maybe.
Like, it's like, you
That's why I might have a problem.
It's like, I said the sky is blue, and I should have said the sky is a light blue today. Like,
okay, what if we're at the end of our road and I say to you, yo, we're breaking up, as opposed to I'm dumping you? It's the same thing, but the word, it could have a different impact.
It's the same thing to me.
Okay, fair enough. This is exactly why we debate everything. And okay, so what about the second one?
Well, yeah, he's more than just a rapper.
Okay, so that part you get.
He could, yeah.
Because I feel the same way you said about Mother Nature. Like, I don't want to be Mo Mitch, the comedian.
Why did she call him a rapper?
Probably how she filed the divorce. She labeled him a rapper.
Not an
that's
artist?
how I took the conversation. Not an artist, not husband, not father.
Okay, so that's what she sees him as. I get that.
But how doesn't she get that? Because how did her career start?
Through a sex tape.
Exactly. So do you want to be called sex tape queen?
Porn star?
Your whole life? Porn star? No, you've become a lawyer. You know what I mean?
She still gets jokes about that.
But you should understand why your ex-husband wouldn't want to be called a rapper, because you've evolved into other things, and I don't get how she of all people doesn't get that.
Right.
You don't want to be like every day, you got Ray Jade. Like, you don't at some point, right? Like you want more. Okay. Damn. But I don't get how you don't get the divorced one. But that's, wow, you really don't get that.
I get it, but
you don't care.
I don't, it's not that I don't care. Certain things, I just feel like, why is it a problem? It's the same thing. How is that not the same? Like, I filed for divorce and I did.
Because words mean things.
Yeah, it's the wording.
It's the wording.
Wordplay.
Like, words mean things. And you could be divorcing someone or getting a divorce with someone and still be in love or still have feelings that are strong.
Okay.
And it's like, it just hurts a little less to say we're filing for divorce, going separate ways, than, yo, we're done and I'm divorcing you.
And she is probably fed up with everything or whatever the hell she went through with him, because from what they show on social media, I don't watch their show, but it's like she dealt with whatever issues he had going on. I'm like, okay, I'm divorcing him. So maybe, obviously, I think he still loved her, right? Because he was trying to fight for the marriage, wasn't he?
Yeah, for a while.
He didn't, to the point where I think he bought a house down the street or across the street from her.
Yeah, all alleged, but yeah, I believe that's what they said he did.
So yeah, I see how it hurts him, but to me, it's the same thing.
So you're saying you can see how it hurts him, but you're still gonna go with what you feel because you don't care, like, right?
It's like, what's the difference? You guys are saying
Well,
words.
you have to have a heart to understand. Because why don't you have a heart? Like, how you don't? It's the wording.
How do you feel when you're having a text conversation with someone and you say something and their response is K, just the letter K?
I stopped doing it because he hates it. I use K all the time. But I don't I don't K anybody anymore. But this has been, remember when I first met you, I would K. I didn't think anything was wrong with that until he. How do you guys feel about K?
But that's exactly the point. Like, it's the same thing. You're saying okay, but the K feels differently.
Yeah, that O means something.
So,
like, it's there for a reason.
I do the O for you, but in reality, I don't see a difference.
Okay, if you
I do it because I don't
If you
want.
heard that your significant other was sleeping with someone else, would it hit you the exact same if someone brought it to you like, yo, I just saw your man fucking somebody? Or would you want them to say it more like, yo, I think your man has been with someone else? Or it would hit you the same?
The same exact way.
See, the fucking is gonna be way worse for me. Like,
doing what?
Like, well, I don't understand how you don't get that. Like, not even close. She was fucking. What?
It would be.
You couldn't even make love? Like, you had to, like, what?
Oh my gosh, no.
Yes,
Yeah.
words mean things.
So, and you see,
I am so glad we're having this conversation in public. Huh?
I have a straight, like, I don't.
Okay. This is, no, because when radio would happen and women would be like, this is what I go through in my relationship, I used to sit there like, that's me. That's what I'm experiencing. What? But, okay.
But, okay, so why do you guys think I'm like this? Like,
girl, we ain't got enough time. I don't know but you are like that. There's been a lot of times when I've looked at you like, yo, you could have said that a little differently. Like, there's so many other ways you could have worded that in order for it to not hurt that much. And you'd be like, what? That's going to make the same thing. I mean, like, all right, I'll just sit in the pain then with the knife in me.
Is it because but you're from New York too. I don't know.
I think you lack, what's the term I'm looking for?
Don't say I lack empathy.
That's the term I'm looking for. Yes, that's the exact term. You do. You don't care about stuff like this. You just don't want to say it, I think, but you don't.
So, okay, like if somebody was to call Foxy the B word, right? I get mad at that, even though that the definition of that is a female dog, right?
Yes.
Is that what you guys are trying to say?
No, but why are people calling your dog a...
no.
Who is saying this to Foxy?
Wait, you know what's crazy? Me. But I don't call her that. Okay. I've used that as an example to try to get the point across that just happened.
Okay.
Is like, yo, you can use the term to your friends, right? And mean it in an endearing way. Mm-hmm. And if somebody were to say it to Foxy, even if it was in an endearing way, you would still feel a way about it. Mm-hmm. Even though that's literally by definition what she is. It's not meant to be a derogatory term to her, right? Mm-hmm. But you would be mad at it.
Yes,
why?
Because Foxy is my baby.
And words mean things, right?
I call my friends the B word. Like, so, okay, I actually lost a friendship because of that. Because I guess we
shocking.
weren't. I guess we weren't on the same level that I thought we were. But me and some of my closest friends, I don't know why, but when we sometimes be like, "Bitch," like what the, you know? Do you do that with any of your friends?
No, I don't. I don't call. I don't say the B word or the N word.
Yeah, I don't use that word, but.
Well, we got them both covered for you in this household. And when your friend texts you and said, "I don't want to be friends no more," what'd you respond?
No,
Okay.
so
I bet you.
no, so that happened. That was a group chat. And the other girl that was in the group chat was like, she came to me and she was like, "Oh, you know, she got mad because you said whatever." And I tried to explain to her that no, that's how you talk. You weren't literally calling her that.
Right.
But yeah, whatever. We're not friends.
She talks like a New Yorker. I have not been the biggest fan of the way New Yorkers talk as a New Yorker. I think we curse entirely too much. And I noticed that so much about my sets that I've dialed back now. And I've even done it on the podcast, which I don't think many people have noticed, but I used to curse way more.
Yeah, I think we're both doing a really good job.
I think
about
so
that.
too. Thank you, actually. Yeah, somebody got to point it out for us. It's going to have to be us. You got to have your own back. But yeah, I just, as you get older, I feel like it's like salt. It's sometimes it's necessary. Most of the time it's too much. You know what I'm saying? Now, because we're clearly running out of time and we're going a little long today, do y'all want to talk about Sammy beating up Ray J or the Raymond and Brown tour? You got to choose. You didn't know Sammy beat up Ray J?
No.
Yeah, he posted it on his account, and the Shade Room posted it and said they got into a fight last night and Sammy beat him up, but that's still his brother.
What?
No.
That's the whole story. So we covered that. Now, Usher and Brown. Usher and Brown. Raymond and Brown, R&B tour. I've always had this long-running joke with people who follow my career about how
They have herpes?
somebody did say it's the herpes and domestic violence tour. Somebody
The
said
bumps
that.
and bruise tour.
That's y'all are wild. Okay, I didn't say that. That's the internet saying that.
No, that was the first thing I said.
That
When I
was-
saw
you
it,
said that.
I
That's
was like,
Nate
here
saying
comes
that.
the herpes.
Oh my God. Herpes and strawberries coming to a city near you. Well, no, the running joke was not about herpes. It was about the one time that I heard my lady yell to put Usher on in a van when we were on vacation, and my ego was fractured and it's never recovered. And then I had to interview him. Then he got the Super Bowl off. And by the way, I have to one day talk about this Usher interview because there was something about that interview that I believe only I noticed. And I'm pretty sure I'm right about it. We'll talk about that on Patreon. But so it's just been a running joke of ever since she said that, Usher just has been popping in and out of my life.
Because he had that tour going on back then, right? And that morning he had said, "Oh, let's go to the Usher concert together." You know, I wanted to go see Usher. I like his music. And then that happened. Apparently, you know, I yelled Usher in his ear.
In my ear, Nate.
When
Mad close.
we were in the van, right? We were in a van full of girls and they were playing a lot of Atlanta music. And I was just,
Shout out to Atlanta.
I wanted something else. I mean, he's from Atlanta, but it was like music I don't really listen to. So
She
I
likes
was
90s R&B. That's her bag.
Okay.
And
So
she doesn't
I
exit
just-
that bag. She be sitting up in her room listening to Brandy. The Boy Is Mine. She's still fighting over me. That's her whole bag. Okay.
like I went for a jog this morning. I did 2 miles just listening to that.
Really? Okay.
So I just wanted them to change the music, and I was like, Usher, and he was sitting next to me, obviously, and then
Now, I have learned I've gotten to know her more. So I realized where the Usher thing came from. And it wasn't nearly as big of a deal as I was making it. But we're in the content business, Nate, right? So she yells this guy's name in my ear. I make jokes about it. Yo, I never had another man name yelled in my ear. This is insane, right? And I'm tight about it. A few weeks later, they're like, guess who we're interviewing? Usher. Now everybody's yelling his name. The whole studio. I'm like, nah, this is a nightmare. Right? Like, how could this be happening to me?
and Usher hadn't been relevant for a while.
Yeah, he popped up right in time. Boy, did he ever. And he just keeps popping up. He won't stop now, right? Then it was the Super Bowl. Then he got in a fight with Chris Brown, and we don't still know what really happened there. Somehow he ended up here, right? Then he's putting strawberries in every wife's mouth across the country. Now I got to deal with that. Didn't when he interviews us, I wanted him to be an ass. You know what I mean? Like he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
This guy walks in. I think he skated in the room. He smells good. He's looking at me in the eye. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? It's nice to meet you. He got that little soft voice, like he's saving his voice because he can sing. You know, he's telling us his workout routines. He's giving us stories that he didn't give the other public. I'm like, damn. I can see why she likes him.
Didn't you FaceTime me asking me if I wanted the... Okay, someone FaceTime me with your phone asking me if I wanted the glass that he drank from.
Yeah. Wow. Can you imagine if she would have said yes?
Oh, you didn't want it?
No, for what?
Don't play with me like that. I know what time I'm
What
on.
I'm going to do with that?
Just don't drink after him.
drink all the tequila to get past this breakup. That's what you're going to do with it. So now my only savior that I had in all of this was I've seen Chris Brown. And like when you went to the Chris Brown concert, you ain't yell Chris Brown. But I do enjoy a Chris Brown concert. Gotta say. And I never in a million years thought they'd be together. So he's popped up again. And they're calling it the Raymond and Brown Tour. And I thought to myself, how did he get to be Raymond first? And that's when I learned it's R&B.
Oh, okay.
Right? That which is fly. So it's the R&B, but it's the R&B tour. But that's another way I know Usher got something off. See? You know he got, hey, Chris, you know we got to call it Raymond and Brown because R&B. And Chris fell for it, right? How many shows do they get through before they get in a fight?
I mean, they're probably gonna get in a fight by I would say the first one, the first show. But I think they're gonna keep going. They're gonna keep pushing through. I don't feel like they're gonna have any cancellations. I feel pretty good about it. I'd go.
They're coming to Atlanta in November. They have 2 dates, November 7th and November 8th.
I'm not gonna be here. When's their first date?
Their first date is June 26th.
Where?
In Denver, Colorado.
I might be there.
Nate, you will be here in November as well. Okay. You will be right here. We will be singing it together. Oh my God. All right. Let's play the white game. So I told y'all I got some surprises today. I think this is going to be fun for all of my white listeners. This is for your listening and viewing pleasure. I saw this trending online, and it was this woman who was testing her black friend on how many things did she really know about white people. And apparently she got a 0. So I want to see how difficult this test is and see how many we can get right.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Alexia, and this is white people things that I don't think my black friend will know. James Ferguson. Who's this?
Oh, that's Tim
Whoa,
McGraw.
whoa. Damn. I was going to try to guess first.
Oh, okay.
I was not going to say that, though.
Okay.
I would have been wrong. Okay, Nate got that one. Did you know?
No.
I definitely thought that was Garth Brooks. Oh, those are, I don't know what those are the white boy 101s, though.
My dad had those.
Yeah, he did. I think I had a pair of those.
Not those specifically, but they look like that.
I definitely think somebody bought me a brown pair of those at some point.
That's
you meant the brown joints. Yeah. What up? You know what they are?
I mean, I would say Birkenstocks, but I know they're gonna have Birkenstocks. It's gonna
like
be
Dockers or something.
Dockers.
Some loafers.
I think mine were polo, just for the record.
Okay.
Berries, yes.
Okay.
Berries. What are the ingredients to a green bean casserole?
Green beans?
And casserole.
Isn't casserole the dish?
It's a dish.
I have no idea.
French cut canned green beans, some sort of white sauce. I don't know if it's mayonnaise or something, but it's some sort of it's cream of mushroom, and then fried onions sprinkled on the top.
Does it taste good?
Yeah.
Okay.
It sounds easy.
Let's see how many she got right. Did you say milk?
Yeah, I didn't say milk.
You said everything else.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty good. Yeah, you 2 for 3. Oh, that's my man from Coldplay. What's his name? Chris
Martin.
Chris Martin.
Oh, his
That's
daughter's name is Apple.
Yeah. They were actually my favorite band in high school.
They are one of my favorite bands today. Point of view, you heard a noise. White people, LGC. What does that mean?
It probably would have taken me a second to get it.
Let's go check. What's the answer? Next question. What's the lowest recommended SPF to protect from the sun?
I'm gonna say 15.
Any guesses? You can guess too.
5.
15 and 5. I will guess 25.
Yes.
Oh, I was close. 30. Okay, who is this? Let's get a pause, please. Let's get a pause. That is... I have no idea.
I know who she is. I'm just trying to figure out what her name is. I can see it. I'm gonna say her name is Kate Blanchard.
Okay, I like that guess. I don't have a guess. I don't know. From the Princess Diaries.
No.
Oh.
Oh, you
Kate
were right.
Blanchett. Yo, you killing. Your white is up. All right. What is a Stetson?
A Stetson?
What is a Stetson?
I don't know. A Stetson. I feel like it has something to do with camping.
It's a hat. Okay.
It looks like a cowboy.
It's a cowboy hat.
POV. You order your food and it suddenly gets very busy after you. White people say WCATRT.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
We can all try roosters tonight. We came at the right time.
Taking a couple of group photos. White people would say NLDASO. You've taken a couple
Now
of
let's
do a shot. Now let's do a
solo.
only.
Now let's do a
Now let's take a fireball shot.
Nate, you got it? No.
I have no idea.
We counting on you, Nate. If this was Family Feud, you the star player.
Yeah. I just heard her say it. Let's do a
Now
silly
let's do
one.
a silly one.
Now let's do yes. That always happens. That's the thing. Now let's do a silly one. Never thought about the fact that all my white friends make me do a silly one after. Yeah, that's a fact. That is a whole fact. I wanted to ask y'all a question based off of something I saw go viral online. Do y'all know who Dawn Stanley is?
Mm-mm.
She's the head coach of the women's South Carolina team, and they beat the UConn Huskies. And the UConn's coach, his name is Gino. He has been the coach of the UConn Huskies women's basketball team, it feels like my entire life. And they got into a heated argument by the scorer's table after the game, and it went viral.
Do you have any thoughts on kind of what happened at the end of the UConn-South Carolina game where Dawn and Gino kind of butted heads?
I think in time you see people's colors over and over and over again, and there can be a separation of time with that, but the colors always come to light. And I think the colors were shown yesterday on both sides, right? However you want to take that.
She didn't say what he said. He didn't want to go into what he said, and he gave a real lackluster apology. He never apologized to her directly. He just apologized to her staff. But it was pretty obvious that he was angry and he tried to overbear her after the game.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a guy who's won a lot. It was a time in life where it was like all he won. There's a lot of stories out there that are not so great about him. Some come from Pat Summitt, who used to be his biggest rival at some point when she was coaching the Tennessee Volunteers. And he's just been known to not be such a great guy in losing. And he was yelling in Dawn Stanley's face after she won. Then he went on to the press conference to say, oh, my player's jersey was ripped and all this other. He made up all these other excuses as to why they lost the game, when in reality, she ripped home jersey. It had nothing to do with the game. It was a terrible look for him. But what I took from it was, it just seems to me like sometime in life, because at some point, he was the guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was the man all these years. Can't take that from him. He built something, and they won a lot. They won so much so that he should never really be this much of a sore loser. But something about that winning, something happens with that ego that you've been winning all of these years, and now here comes someone who I guess you could say is the new wave. Her way of going about things is It's a new generation now, right? Players are in different positions. Coaching is a little differently. And she was once his assistant coach. So she was once the student.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's shining. And in that moment, she outshined the master, if you will. And that was his reaction to it. Petty, angry, and trying to justify simply not having your best moment or your best day. But did he really react like that? I wonder, because he just was mad he lost, or because he felt in his mind somewhere, I lost to the student. Right? And this always seems to be this mindset with some people, because from a distance, this looks pretty typical, right? The man gets angry at the woman, yells in her face, and all she did was win and have class the entire time, right? And it just made me think about moments in life when you could be considered the student. And eventually, the student learns. That's what you're supposed to do as the student. And I don't want to say you start out shining your master, but you start shining in a different way. And maybe that way is uncomfortable for the master, or maybe it's just something that they never saw coming. I have never been on the side of that as the master, because I would like to think that if that were to ever happen to me, I would be on the side of I'm proud. Once you start doing your own thing, once you start shining, it seems as if some masters struggle with that. Their egos get in the way. And they're not happy to see the student progress. Or it's certainly if you defeat the master, right? Head up. There's a certain kind of person that just simply can't take that. And they'll start doing everything in their power to stop that from happening in order to keep their moment. Like, even when that's the other thing. This man ain't in the prime of his career. It's about over for him.
Yeah.
Right? So you could argue, well, every win counts, but does it count that much? Let us shine.
Yeah, he could have handled that way better.
You know what I mean? You've had your time, but what do y'all think it is that makes it difficult for quote unquote masters in situations like that to simply let the student shine and respect the fact that you may have helped them get to where they are, and now it's cool to sit back and be proud of them when they flourish instead of being, I don't know, maybe jealous or whatever the case?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what causes that, but I don't know. I'm just not that type of person. If I was someone's teacher at some point and they learned from me and they are now like excelling and they're beating me, I would be proud. I would be rooting them on. So I don't know. I don't know what he's got going on with his life. As we talked about earlier, mental health issues, it presents itself in all kinds of forms, in all kinds of ways. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
It's a tough one. I've been in that situation a couple times in my life, and both times it was handled very differently. There was a time when, actually, I'd say 3 times, and there was a time when one of the guys was very proud, and to this day he's proud, and the other 2 not so much.
I think it's a power thing. I think that they like to be probably the center of attention, and if that isn't on them and it goes to like the student, they get jealous.
Just because it's not on them anymore.
I think that also applies to some parents too.
I agree.
Because, I have a friend and I've seen that happen.
Spouses, friends.
Spouses, yeah.
Yeah, it happens in a lot of different relationships. It's unfortunate. And usually it's when, from what I could tell, when one person simply does not have, see, this is the thing. One, it could just be them, right? As a person, you're just not comfortable with not having the spotlight. In the moment that somebody else has it or is taking it or feels like taking it from you, that's how you feel, right? They may not be taking it from you. They're building their own, but you feel like they're taking something from you. And so now you have this feeling toward them. I also think it happens when you haven't treated the person the best, when you haven't been the best to the student, because now you have to worry. Right? The student will only use their newly found shine to do something to you if you did not treat the student well. Or the student would come back to graduation and be happy as hell that he became what he became off of a lot of what you had showed him. Or I think it could be you just don't like the student.
Could be that too.
Or
some people don't like their kids, Some people don't like their spouse.
Some people aren't meant to be teachers.
That too. Y'all seen Michael Jordan try to coach out here. My God. I think that's also true. But it's just an interesting concept to me, and I wondered how y'all felt about it. Okay, if you are a regular here, I have an update for you. It's a really good one. And I'll get into the details of this update on Patreon. But I do want to announce that it's happened here on the main pod because I've always told a lot of the stories about this situation on the main pod. So, quick recap for those who may not know or remember. I once had a really, really good friend, someone I actually called a cousin. We'd been friends so long that it really felt like we were cousins, and we called each other family. And he's been on my podcast from time to time as the mailman, because in real life, that's what he does for a living. I've done everything in my power to be a good person and good friend to this man for as long as I've known him, which has now been over 20 years. So much so, he literally called and gave me a phone call thanking me for the friend that I have been. But what he didn't know when he gave me that phone call was I knew about things that he was currently doing behind my back. And we both have Instagrams. Make a really long story less long. We exchanged Instagrams in order for him to help me at my In the Moment page. And in doing that, somehow lines got crossed to where I could log into his account. And I would imagine he can also log into my account. Now, at first, it started with like, yo, I could log into this dude's account. This is wild. And I saw the interactions that he had with a couple women, and I got nosy. I just had to know, and I started reading things. And I only did it. I didn't log into his account, to be clear. It literally was just popping up in my notifications to the point where I thought they were my messages. And I was like, who is talking to me this way? My life just got lit out of nowhere. I'm like, all right. And then I realized that they weren't saying these things to me at all because I was logged into his account once I clicked on the message. It all, like I said, it started out innocent. I was going to eventually just tell him, yo, I logged into your DMs and saw everything. It wasn't my fault. I'm sorry it happened. And it was just going to be content, whatever came of it. But before I could get to that point, he'd brought up this girl that we both know. A girl that I once knew a while ago, haven't spoken to her in a while, and we never got serious. That was the part that made this even more weird. But he did know that we attempted to talk at one point in time. He asked me about her. I said, I'm not sure how she's doing. I don't speak to her anymore. He was like, okay, cool, just wondering. Next thing I know, I'm getting the DMs from her, but it's not for my account. It's for his. So you asked me about the girl just to go dig her up and see how she's doing. And then to make it worse, when he called me and didn't tell me that this was his plan and he was trying to get back and connected with this girl behind my back, he called me to tell me how great of a friend I was, not knowing I knew this, right? So when he goes back to the Instagram, he's telling her, did you tell him? Something seems off. So I'm like, is this really what friends do behind your back? Like, this is wild to me. And I couldn't understand for the life of me why he would throw away such a good friendship, such a long friendship, such a beneficial friendship for a woman that we both know doesn't want him anyway and never has and never will. But he continues to try. It turns out to be nothing, of course. But for me, the betrayal and the way he went about it was simply too much. And in my mind, I was never going to talk to him again. And that was the end of it. And that's where we left it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I go to Colombia. And one of the nights, my lady's out doing her thing. And I was really on I just want a peaceful trip. Like, I don't want to do much. I really don't want to be around too many people. I just want to have some drinks and really just be to myself. Like, I needed that.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it. And one of the nights, one of my really good friends called me. And we're just talking. And he's like, what you doing? I'm like, dog, I'm in the hotel drinking in Colombia. And he's like, oh, bet. Well, I'm drinking too. So we start drinking together. At some point, the mailman comes up. And he's like, have you spoken to him? I was like, no. You know, I'm telling you, like, that's not a thing. He's like, he ain't tried to call you or nothing? So I'm like, not that I know of. No. So he's like, I still can't believe he did this to you. It doesn't add up to me. Like, I want answers, and I think I want the answers more than you do. And I was like, I'd like to know. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not pressed about it. It is what it is. Because what is he going to tell me? Mm-hmm. That's my whole thing. That's going to make me go, oh, all right, I get it, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing you can tell me. So then he goes, oh, hold on, I got to call you right back. I said, all right, no problem. So about 5 minutes go by, I see him FaceTiming me. I answer the FaceTime. The mailman's on the FaceTime. His drunk ass done FaceTime both of us and got us on the phone. So now I'm like, okay, I could either be mad that you did this, or I could just see this as it's confrontation time. Like, content over everything. I guess here we go. You want some real content? All right, fireworks. Because now I'm drunk. So it ain't going to be, I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel, right? No filter. So he's on the FaceTime and he's sitting, how do I explain? He's not face to face with the camera, right? He's almost sitting like with the camera just kind of pointing at his body sideways.
Okay.
And it just was giving me like, man, what's up, man? Like that kind of energy. I don't want to do this. So it wasn't given accountable out the gate to me. So I'm already tight. We've been on the phone all of 7 seconds. I already feel like, why are we doing this? Money is like, my man is like, nah, we men. Like, we got to figure this out. We got to figure this out. As men right now, what's the issue? I said, we know what the issue is. So Money goes, yeah, we do know what the issue is. Actually, the better question is, why'd you do it? And so his first, which I don't know if you were in the room at this point, his very first reaction to it was, man, I was wrong. Like, I'm sorry. I was wrong. It's really nothing else for me to say. And I was like, nah, I can't let you off that easy. Right? If we gonna be in this moment, 20 years of a friendship, I'm about to do some psyche digging. We about to figure out what's really wrong with you. At that point, I go, well, I'm not going to say that you called. And my thought process in that was, you can have this attitude because you didn't call me, right? Because if you call somebody, then you should call them to be accountable. You shouldn't call them with a BS apology. But he didn't call, right? So he was forced to be in the situation the same way I was. We both forced to be in this situation. So I was like, I'll give you a pass on not caring, but that's your apology? Like, 20 years, that's your apology? He's like, bro, I don't know what else I could say. And then he was like, give me a second. And I guess he was at work. So then he goes into a space where he can actually sit down and he can talk, and now his demeanor is a little different. Somewhere around this part, my lady walks in, and her energy completely changes as soon as she sees who I'm on the phone with. Oh, we talking to the mailman? So she had the most energy we had all trip. This was the highlight of the trip. And I'm like, yeah. So he then goes, Money basically had to say to him, at some point you just need to own it. Whether the relationship between y'all can be again or not is completely up to Mo. He'll figure that part out. But just own your shit. That's what he said to him. Like, I can't stand people that don't own up to what they've done. And he was like, yo, I don't even have like a reason. Like, I don't know what I can say. It was wrong. It was stupid. I was selfish. I was immature. He's going through all of the list of things if you were to like Google negative traits of a Gemini or something, right? I'm joking.
It does sound accurate.
So I'm like, okay, now what? He's like, I don't know. You tell me. I can't trust you again. It's that simple for me. What would the benefit be of me letting you back into my life, into my circle, I've invested a lot in you. Like a lot of time, effort, energy, so many things I didn't have to do, I did. I'm at your family functions, bro. I've been family to you. And you did all of this for a woman that don't live in the same state as you, is not thinking about you, is not like that, nothing's going to come from you. What did you want to gain? That's what I told him. And he was like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. And at some point I was asking him questions and he kept saying, I don't know. And it reminded me of my relationship. And I was like, yeah, I'm done with this. You're not about to, I don't know me to death. Like, you did it. What's the reason? And then just when I thought he couldn't say something to piss me off more, he goes, I just want to ask one question. So I'm like, what? Were you hurt? Thank y'all for joining us for another week of In the Moment. This has been great. Episode 290 came to you live and direct. And if you are not a Patreonizer, it's a great time to become one. We have an amazing interview coming up. It's going to probably be a 4-part interview from how wild it was, but it'll be fun. I can't wait to share it with you guys. So you'll get that on Patreon starting this week. Also, the details to what I just said about the mailman. I had to cut some of those out because the details are just a little too much. That'll also be released on Patreon probably this week. I think that's all I got. Y'all got anything?
No, I just want to shout out to everyone on this camera because I'm not used to this camera. We switched sides.
We did.
It's a little different. So, hey, everybody. Hey.
And don't forget about the shows.
Yes, we're in New Orleans this weekend, and we are in Memphis.
May 2nd.
May 2nd.
Charlotte, May 7th. Kansas City, June 11th. And you can check the rest of them out on momitch.com.
Those are all facts. All right, y'all. Till next time, just try to be a good person. All right? Try your best. Because karma is real. Next week, bitches.
I'm straddling with life, I'm constantly on the fence. No, either way it go, it's probably gonna be intense. World full of trash, it's me, ho, I'm convinced that it's nothing else like me, unique. Shout out to Prince, trying to take the hints, the truths and all the lies. Go either way I leave, the proofs and all the buys. Think that trauma gone, then poof, it's a surprise. Drowning in your tears, nobody can hear your cries. Falling. Houston, we got a problem, and they want nothing more than to spot them upon the bottom. Want me in chains, they constantly on my neck. Succumbing to the pain, ain't think it had its effect. Used to be catching wreck with niggas, we called it wreck. Now anytime they check, it's usually by the check. Fuck did I expect? Got offline and made it hard to connect. They shove love around as if it's a sure bet. But you can keep the love if it don't come with respect. Taking out this knife while I'm looking at my life. Asking God, why is this damn hard to find a wife? Patience is a virtue, the wrong chick could hurt you. Ring when it don't really ring, just a circle. Find out this pain in anything that you gain. The more you think she different, the more you see they the